Hey guys, Josh here, also known as G1 Hextron, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Masterpiece MP-11 Starscream by Takara. Now this is the only MP-11 mold that I have by Takara, the other two being Hasbro, Thundercracker, and Acid Storm, and when I put them all side by side, other than the obvious color change of Acid Storm being green, Thundercracker blue, and Starscream gray, I really don't see that big of a difference. There's a few subtle changes with Starscream here compared to whenever you look at some of the paint applications of Thundercracker and so on, but really does it warrant paying the $200 price if you do get a Hasbro version, which I think we will get at some point. I don't have any inside information there, or at least not yet, but I gotta think that one day we'll get this guy as a Hasbro release, and is it going to be that big of an impact to get the $200 or even secondary market even marked up for the Takara version versus the Hasbro? I don't think it will be. But this is a very nice jet. I'm really glad that I got it in my collection. Starscream is one of the main characters and one of the headliners of the Transformers. And pretty much any series that you do watch, if Starscream is involved. But just awesome jet. I love this thing. Do have a few comparisons for you. I do have Thundercracker transformed and also the G1. But I want to show you what you get in the Hasbro release. Just because we are also getting a Sunstorm in Masterpiece form for the Hasbro release at, I believe it's going to be a Toys R Us exclusive. So I really don't think there'll be that big of a difference between the Hasbro and also the Takara, except for they'll probably ditch the Coronation set and we'll probably get a stand like we did with the other Hasbro. So this is something that came with the Hasbro things. You see, Thundercracker on here. You have the Decepticon logo. Also at the bottom, you have a little clip where you can put whatever little pilot they come with. This guy on Thundercracker is actually chrome. Forget what it is on Acid Storm. He's not in my reach right now. You also got these two little missiles here. So something that Masterpiece Starscream did not come with. So kind of cool. Now getting into some of the things that MP-11 Starscream does come with. His little rider is kind of like this little clear, translucent blue color here. You can't put him in there. I'm not going to bother with it. But whenever you put him in there, he can stay in there in jet mode. He can also stay there whenever you do the transformation into his robot mode. So you don't ever have to take him out, or you don't ever have to put him in. I'm just going to decide to leave him in this box. The other thing that he does come with is these two. They're just a purple plastic here. You do have some nice gold metallic paint here on the sides, but as far as the purple section here, it's just purple plastic. Now on the MP-11 Sunstorm by Takara, these are actual like a metallic purple paint as well, so they actually look a little bit better than the Starscream ones. So something to keep in mind there. If you have both of them, you might switch them. The other thing is he does come with this very nice looking crown that you saw in the 86 animated movie before it got crushed by Galvatron. So I'm not going to spoil a whole lot there. If you haven't seen the movie, you should have. And he also comes with this cape, which will attach to the back of him. As you can see, it can spread out. There's two different joints right here, so it can go in that way. It can also, I guess I thought it could go in that way. Apparently not. So just this way here, and extend it out. Or extend it out this way here. And this also rotates, so you can move the cape back and forth on his back. Alright, now take a look at a few comparisons here. Here he is with MP-11 Thundercracker. And man, these guys look great together. We really need a Skywarp bad. Don't have Acid Storm transform just because he kind of doesn't go with these guys. But man, that looks awesome. Even if you're just a Transformer fan, or maybe you're not, and you're just a fan of aviation, this is definitely what you would want. These things look awesome. These things look like they're models. Just incredible. I can see why they wanted to come out with so many. Hopefully we'll get the rest of them. Here he is with G1. I didn't feel like grabbing his missiles or his landing gear there, but you kind of see them side by side. And this is an original one, so he's got a little bit of color fading on him. So, but you can kind of see what they were going with there. This is a little bit more anime accurate, where the toy is a little bit darker. So you see the navy here, and you can kind of see the nice blue there. I actually prefer this a little bit more. I think it looks a lot nicer. And whenever we get into the actual paint, this is kind of what I'm talking about as far as all this blue paint and all this red. It's kind of got this metallic pearl finish to it, so it's like they use this metallic paint. It's got this nice pearl finish to it. The same thing with the red here. Hopefully Hopefully that's getting in the light there. You also have that nice metallic paint right there. There's a nice metallic gray here and here as well. And everything has that nice pearl finish. Decepticon logos are tamper-graphed on there. Unlike Skywarp, you don't have, or not Skywarp, but Thundercracker, you don't have any like Sergeant or anything out over here. It does have the nice landing gear, which folds up in there nicely. Landing gear back here. You got the two little null rays. And they got a little bit of paint on them as well. And you can see the Decepticon logos. And again, they did the paint, and it's all got that pearl finish to it. Same with his hands, which we'll see more whenever we put them in robot mode. And also with the feet as well. Now, if this is the first MP-11 review that you've ever watched, some of the things that he can do, he can actually open his nose cone and move it off to the side. He's got his little radar dish. It's actually painted a nice little silver. And just plug that back in there. Come in back here. You can move these back here and forth. And these wings also move as well. So it has to do with transformation, but it's actually kind of, you know, really cool. So like if he was like, you wanted to like hang him or something like that, and he was actually making a turn, or you can bend him, you know, this way as well. You know, you can display them like that, and it would look really cool. Some of the other things that he can do is move these little thruster things around. You can also pick this up, these sections here, and these back hill spurs, they actually reveal little engines here in the back, which is really cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the other parts of this Starscream. Now taking a look at the robot mode, I got him paired up with his G1 version, and as you can see, there's a lot of similarities, but a few differences as well. The main thing being the blue on this guy is a little bit more navy, to where this is more of kind of a light sky blue. The other thing is, this guy's all stickered up. As you can see, some nice sticker detail here in the knees and the gut, also the feet as well. And I expect not to get that on the Hasbro. You know, it is $75, so it's still a kind of a hefty price. But for a masterpiece, it's actually quite decent. But whenever you're talking about Takara and paying that $200 premium price, I expect to get a little bit more. You know, you got these knee stickers here. I expect that on this guy. Maybe this top section here, up here. You know, this is something that if I'm paying the Takara price and I expect so much more than what I would get from a Hasbro, then I shouldn't have to go a Repro Labels route or some other, you know, sticker company to make him look the way that I think that he should look in true masterpiece form. That's more if I buy the Hasbro version. So that's another reason why, if you have the opportunity to get this guy on the secondary market or even brand new from retail, and they end up releasing a Hasbro version of Starscream, I really don't think there's going to be that big of a difference to warrant paying an extra $100-something for. So just a little tip out there for you guys. Here is the back, so you can kind of see that. Again, you know, mine's a little discolored, but this is, you know, one of the original Starscreams. I do have him that I can put next to his MP-11 brother here. Well, Thundercracker, if I can get his little thing down. They still do have this problem. Both of them do. They never fixed that, so that is worth, I guess, mentioning. But I doubt they'll ever change it. They're not going to come up with some locking mechanism, you know, this far into you know, the MP-11 mold. Maybe if they come out with cone heads, maybe they'll fix it, but probably not. But as you can see, these guys look quite nice together. And this is another thing that I was talking about is where this guy, the Hasbro version actually got a little bit more paint. He doesn't have that pearl metallic paint, but as you can see here on the shoulders, this guy, on the back of his shoulders, he's got the reflector image on him. You can also see the little red tip where this guy doesn't. Starting to look at this, you almost kind of think that this guy's a Takara and this is a Hasbro, but unfortunately that's not the case. Over here on the fins here, I mean, they look really nice, so nice detail on both of them. Coming around here to the back, again, it's the metallic pearl paint, but this one has a little bit more, you know, detail, and that's something that I would really prefer, to be quite honest. So I just don't think they went the extra mile making this guy that much better than a Hasbro version. So again, if you have both versions out there and we eventually get this, get the Hasbro. He does come with a few little neat tricks. I did show off the accessories. So basically you have these little pegs right here and this little movable piece. So wherever the screws are, those are going to go to the back. So those will clip on and we'll get everything on there. But first I want to cover the articulation. Head is on a ball joint, so that moves around and side to side. Real quick, I will give you an up close look at the head sculpt. It does look quite nice. Alright. As far as the wings, they clip into the back so that they don't move, but they can go in and out just like so. The arms, these are on a joint here. They can go in and out. You also have bicep swivel there. These null rays can move around. You can even take them off if you like. He does have double jointed elbows. His fingers, the bottom three are on a ball joint back here. Then they're on this separate joint here, so they can move independently within three, like so. Then his index finger is on a joint back here at the knuckle, and then also here in the middle. His thumb is on its separate ball joint as well. Don't think there's really, there wasn't any waist articulation. I didn't try this out before. So here in the leg, these can go out as far as about there. Then you can go forward a little bit, you can go back a little bit. He does have rotation here. He does have a 90-degree bend. And, that's pretty much it as far as their articulation. It's not the greatest, but this is a little bit older mold. So, I mean, they've been doing it for quite some time. And, in my opinion, out of all these secret molds out there, this one's the best one. So, that's the reason why I decided to go with. This is kind of the one that I want to get all my characters for. But you do see this little clip right there. That's going to fit in there. You might have to remove the null rays. I'm going to leave them in there and get this one on there as well. Alright, so we have both those clips on. Now with this section, you see these this little sliding part right here. It's going to actually fit there, so you can kind of see where it would go. And slide down all the way. Now you have ball joints on each end here, and like we showed you earlier, that will open, so you can kind of pull the cape out a little bit if you want to. That way it doesn't get caught up on the back wing section. But go ahead and swing that out, and you can kind of move it around however you like. Doesn't look too bad, and we will add his crown. So there you have MP-11 Starscream. He does look quite impressive on your shelf. I suggest getting him. The Hasbro thing, it's all speculation when it's said and done. As of if you're watching it right now, I don't know when you'll watch it. Maybe you watch this 2 years from now and he's already been released. But, those are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm not overly impressed with him. I do like him. He's the best Starscream on my shelf, and if I had an opportunity to get him or not get him again, I would definitely get him, just because he's hard to track down, and I'm really glad they came out with the re-release or the restock or reissue of this guy, just because he's one that I really need to complete my collection. And how can I have a lot of Seekers and not have Starscream? So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully this was able to help you make a decision on whether this is something you want to get, or you want to wait and see if there's a Hasbro release that comes out. But thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you guys later, and have a good day.